Hey guys, we're here and welcome back to Minecraft Creative episode 5. Where today I want to do stuff over here on the other side of our bridge. So this thing was a bit of a mess. Especially the fact that I went and forgot to send some windows in. Immediate. And yeah, that was nearly like pressed for time, but I mean, a little bit of that would have helped. And maybe also a little bit here. Maybe even back. Okay, no, not there, but still, that's not the point. Yeah, my inventory, we got other things to work on and to worry about. On the other side of the river, a little bit better off center, but this thing should have been planned better. But oh well. Right. Now, I probably have to take care of a lot of trees here real quick. Just, autosave. Take out a couple of trees, and I'll be back with you in a second. And now finally, last tree of like 20 others or so. Mamma mia, there's so many more trees in here than I thought there would be. It seems like I've missed a log here, but at least it didn't connect to any leaves. Okay, we've got a room here. So let me just, I guess I could keep these on me just in case I make a mistake where I don't want one, but maybe I gotta get the blocks real quick for our little market that I'm planning to build here. I think I should plot the path first. Just roughly so I know where I want to go with it. As I'm planning on the market over here, I'm also going to have to fill this hole, or at least cover it up. But let's get the path down first. I want to roughly go this way-ish. Maybe stop here, branch off a little bit. Chew mushroom, you're blocking the way. Branch off a little bit, maybe to here, and maybe a little bit over that way as well. Just so I have an idea of what kind of pathing I'm going to have to make here. Now I think I should just get this all filled. Yay. Okay, I'll do some terraforming if needed, but I think this is fine. Maybe you could also just chop this corner off here. Just to make a little bit more room. Okay, that's been planned, but now we need a little marker running out, so I'd like to just take this path to where our next project's going to be, roughly over this way somewhere. It's going to be our next place. We'll still have to clear some trees, but I'll leave that for the next episode. So don't worry, I can probably get rid of this path and T section into here and I'll be fine. Now, or perhaps some market planning. Maybe, perhaps the idea of crossing the bridge over directly into the market might not be bad. You just mark the market spots off just like this, perhaps. Little market spots. One right here would be nice. Maybe you do some terraforming around that one. Here I'd like something else. We'll get to what that is in a moment. I'd like at least 10 of these. 10 of these scattered around the path. Yeah, well, could have just left it out. This is just planning. Definitely one over here. Thank you. And here maybe, well, that one's already there. I don't know exactly how big they're going to be. Let's see. Am I counting that correctly? What? There's 9. I need one more. Fine, that one more can go over here. Okay. 10 of those have been planned, the paths have been planned. And I think we're ready to begin. Let me gather the blocks for the markets. Okay, I'm ready for this boy. So I'm gonna have one right here. Okay, and yes, of course. It's raining again. I don't know what it is. Maybe because we're near a roof forest, or just a river, or whatever the case is, it just loves to rain. But in any case, let's see. I'd like to at least stay clear. So around about here-ish. Let me see. Yes. It could work. I will just need something on this side in order to do something like no. Something no. There we go. Now we can get rid of these. And we can do a little something like no. Well, maybe sure we'll do that eventually, but I wish they would connect. But oh well. The idea is there. Get this across like this. And then what was this? 5. So maybe we will do like 1, 2, 5. We'll just keep it to here. Do a little bit of this. And then we just do a little bit of that. Luckily it's right there. Get myself a fence gate. And now we can make a little blank stick tent market thing. Now come on. There we go. Okay. Base is complete. Might as well for fun just do that, and then we can have a little chair to sit. Cool. Now we can do every little other thing. There's a little bit of this around the edges. Yeah, I'll fill in the corners to just leaving them. You go for all sorts of patterns if we wanted. I'd like to make each of them look a little different from different wood, is what I have in mind. Do I want to lift this up or keep it flat? Lift up versus a flat. Yeah, I'll go for the flat. Why not? Maybe a little something like this for a little fun. Now that changed, maybe this could use a little bit more. Just light this up a little bit more. I might want this. Well, I guess you could do one here and then on there maybe one right there. The first one, simple, basic. And now we move on to the next one. But I want to go perhaps for sandstone on this next one. A little bit lighter, maybe double the size. So keep in mind about the corner should be right there. Let me go grab some more blocks. Okay, we could opt for a fancy corner, or we could do choices here. Let's see, I want to go so, and then maybe I'll need to terraform a little bit. I want this one to be no, not that. This like this and that, and then we can have a little bit more of that. Maybe mix in a little bit of this. Maybe smoothing out the edges or with the cut ones. Add a little detail around the cut corners. And I thought for a second that they wouldn't connect. Now I'd like to mimic the idea. Let's see, this was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Flower out of the way. I will add in the new details in a second. I think that's correct. Okay, yeah, alright. Well, I think maybe I could swap these out. Instead of being there, put them here on the edges. Now these ones perhaps be the smooth ones, but now without them missing that detail. So many choices. Let me mimic the other corners and sides real quick to this. Okay, now that those are all sorted, I would like to see how high this is. I mean, for what it's going to be, for a much larger little spot for a market, I think that height is perfect. Let me mimic that to the other corners. Okay, I'd like to keep maybe this edges untouched for a little bit of this. But maybe, let's see. Maybe now I'll go for the smooth with the no. Smooth here perhaps. Can always incorporate a little pattern into it. We'll just see what this looks like. Nope, too far out. There you go. And then we just do, nope, that. Okay, a little variation. We could keep this side open here just slightly. What would this look like if we went like so, and so? A little weird, interesting, but fancy little, whatever you'd actually call these. A fancy little detail. Even for just the inside, so maybe we could remove these other ones I don't want around, and we'll keep the opening side. The opening side is going to be here, so these here are actually fine, but for the walls I'm going to want these outside ones are going to look weird. I'll still work for the inside though, but I don't know. Maybe we get rid of those, keep those there on that side just because of the fancy on the front, but this will be all open. Maybe if we just mimic, oops, wrong black, well, on it, mimic over the other sides, the sides that I want. Oops. Let me go mimic the walls real quick. There we go. It's all mimicked over on the other sides. And now the bigger question is what do I want to do with these inside corners? These will work nicely for the counter and all, but these ones, I don't really know what exactly to do with them. Maybe we just pretend that they don't exist. That makes it look a lot better. Okay. Now I also thought, since the front sides here, maybe the door could be right here with a little bit of like that. I'm keeping mostly grass with removal of the other things in between. Now I think we can do the roof part now. Just maybe perhaps a little bit of different colors mixed in here. Let's see. Yeah, for this one, I'll skip the overhang, and maybe we do for this bottom part. Something like what the end points will look alright. Well, okay, it's good. Okay, now we can go for something a little different. On the edges, perhaps. Get the blue going. When you live next to a busy road. Okay. Maybe just a little mix on either end, like this. And then maybe take blue to here and yellow to the other side. See if I like this. That's interesting from both sides. A little bit of mix of patterns. So now what to fill in for this here? Maybe go for the old classic stripes. There. One mixed colored thing. Done. Now let me fix this mess underneath just so the thing doesn't look like it's floating. Maybe just a little bit of extra ground addition. Like so. Yeah. Would this look fine? I don't know. It's got the yellow and yellow, even though it's not the same kind of yellow, but maybe it'll work. And then, of course, let's put one here and one there, and then there. And then there. There we go. That should line up the whole thing perfectly. One standard, one much more complex. Still 8 more plus that to go. This next one, I'd like a little bit more squish effect. The market running this way as well. But perhaps. Oh, I would like to. There we go. Which is the same as this one, 2. And this one I messed up somehow, probably because of the grass. Okay, let's see, only what? Yeah, this is more what I had in mind. There we go. Shoot. It's a bit more of something I had in mind, perhaps. Also, I got choices. This, or for fun, this. No. Let me fill in the floor real quick. Nice. Okay. Well, this one's going to be a little bit more elevated unlike the others. So, I think like at least, yeah, that will do perfectly. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. And perhaps a little bit of like this. guess we could maybe do something different with it, or you keep the fence look going, although we'll need the gate that I have and put it here with some stairs for this elevator one. Okay. It's more than what I had in mind. Let's see. I don't know if I want to do something. Oops. You can actually get out of my inventory, but I'll done deal with the river in a moment. I don't know if I want an overlook like that, overhang like that with the fences. For simplicity. You know what? I'll take it. Well, it's nighttime. It's just like this thing. There, that should do. And I was thinking, it's already got so much gray, but what if we added like a yellow on top to make it stick out like a sore thumb? A little bit of color, but I know the other one's got yellow, but this one, I'm not too sure exactly. Whoops. What I want to do exactly with this one. I do want some sort of like a rounded version, but well, you don't get carpet slabs, but there. A bit indecisive on the yellow though, but I don't know. Much better in my opinion. This one already has yellow. Sure, that one also has green, but there's a bit of a gap between them. With some other colors in between as well. So I think this will do for the squashed up one that I wanted. Although we will need to do a little bit of terraforming because this one's also floating. Let's see that connect. I should have done this before and no. Give me the. Is that all the way back there? Nope, gonna have to go in there. I have to go in underneath to get to it. That'll do. That'll give me some points to at least grab onto. Did it really? I did leave a gap. Drag this out a little bit. Fill the gaps in underneath. Maybe a little bit of this, like so. Natural-ish. Might flatten this section here. Flatten this section here real quick, just without removing my path markings. Because those are going to be removed anyway. Okay. Yeah, that's nice. Okay, now on to the other one. Okay, for this one, I would like to stay away from the very square-like feel. First, make it a square, then we can ruin the square. The smaller one here in the corner, because I still got to put these two in here somewhere. Let me move that one bit up and move that way. I could even have one here, but we'll see what things look like once we're done putting in all the markets. Okay, you I can't really. The path here is coming a bit close, but move you like so, move you like so, and then move you like so. Get rid of this. Maybe more something like that. Just mimic this onto the other end here. I'll mess with the flooring in a moment. this one we could go for a similar-ish deal, but maybe, yeah, let's keep it simple and straightforward. With a bit of a, almost looks like a buff, like a little cupcake, almost, or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, I could definitely push it out further. Push this out with that daylight, so and so. I'll get rid of these, and there's our shape. Okay. Now, this does squeeze in a bit on the path, but that's okay. We can let this one have the luxury of the room and the size. Now, let me see. I want to go for something interesting and perhaps do a little something like no. Do this and this. Lift these up to about there, and then perhaps I'll see what I'll do with the other ones. These ones in between. I don't know, how would this go? Well, stand would be very efficient for airflow. I don't think that would be too bad. An interesting. Yeah, one too high. Let me go do it on the other sides. Interesting, but it works. In my opinion, there's open little slots here for either side. So I'm thinking I also want to slam in a door here. Maybe even a double. I don't know. It doesn't matter where I put the door. If I put it on the other side, it's gonna. But do I like this? Maybe I'll move them like this instead. So they're more equal to with the bottom of the stairs instead of being one bit back. What happens when you go for interesting designs and then things start to look a little weird? But oh well. It's a work. I'm curious to see how this idea would fly if I just copy this over to the side real quick. It doesn't look too bad. Let me do that around real quick. There we go. A nice little ring around, and now we can add maybe a mix of. Oh, right, that's gonna happen. Right. Let's do the roof, and then worry about the bottoms later. I'd like some orange, yeah, and then follow it with some. What am I going to do about those slabs doing what they do? Just replace them with regulars. Maybe. Maybe something with a bit more detail and fancy. That perhaps might be the best call, but I would like to finish this roof off first. And mix in a little bit of clash of the orange and black. Okay, that section's done. All four of those there, and now I'd like to fill in where the black is. Exchange that with the orange on the other ends, and have like a alternating orange black effect. And I'll keep that there like that. Yeah, that's fine. Can use that for an elevator. Well, more as a block to elevate the others, like so. But I could keep it. I don't know. Me now, just put the orange back here. Okay, sorted. Now we can continue. I'll do my character off. I mean, if I keep it going, there's going to be one tall stand. Yeah, I think I'll flatten that out from here. And then fill the middle with some orange, and then you have your orange and black top. Right, now the slab mess. I think I will replace them with this instead. I have a little fancier pattern and just the same thing going on all over the place. Let me replace this and I'll be back with you in a sec. Okay. Whole section finished. I'm not sure if I want to keep these. They look cool, but I mean, maybe just remove the second layer. Keep this then on the wrong side. Keep it like that, perhaps. Now, of course, the usual lighting problem. I'm glad it's nighttime every time I'm done one of these. Could have to the well, no. To there, and to there. That should do. Now the terraforming issue. I need to go outside. Outside for the visual from the outside. At least to get that out. No, man, not there. There. Maybe an edge. Maybe just an edge out. And fill this up, I think. Just have the edges stick out a little bit. Maybe we could even go ahead and fill that a little bit like that. A little bit. There we go. Yeah, let me deal with this mess just a little bit. Well, I could just easily just go like so and so and so. So and so and so, and I could basically maybe call it good. Maybe with just a little bit of attitude, just like this. A weird, interesting little design compared to the ones we just built earlier, but I kind of like it. Not what I had in mind, but it is something interesting. It is unique, very open, and spacious for whatever you want to do in it. Nice. Basic one, bigger one, squashed one. Wants to be the largest one yet. I'll deal with that one after maybe I've done this one. I'm in the mood for something simple with this one. Something very simple and box-like, perhaps, maybe. It's kind of weird. I usually always just take a box and always do something misshapen and odd with it. Kind of odd for me to just leave the boxes as is. I don't want to go too big with this one. Other one's already been rather a sizable one. But I mean, this could be very much just as simple as this. Designs of all sorts, very simple ones, very odd looking ones. I could definitely go for just a little bit of a lift, of maybe flash the colors. Or green and black and green, and then maybe just top it off with a little bit of that checkeredness on the top. With, of course, a lot of terraforming to do around it, but I could just fill this entire thing up. Like, just cut this section off and just fill it with grass. Why? My word. There we go. It's like, okay, your friend's gate does not want to friends. Okay, well, I'm definitely going to fix this grass situation. There we go. Still trying to keep a roughly natural-ish look to the edges, but with something as simple as this, just missing a couple of torches. That should do. Simple, straightforward. Compared to the others, this one's nice and stand up for something very simple. One plain and bland. Versus some of these much more detailed ones, but we've got, what? 5 more to tackle? No, I feel like I want to go for something really small. Let's keep it simple on the bottom. Maybe just do a little bit of this. No, man. Go from here, and we add a little gate there. I've never really built with bamboo before. This might be my first ever bamboo build, like, even outside of recording. I think this is my first ever bamboo build. I don't remember really, like, ever, like, using bamboo at all. Used it to make the planks to make fuel, but otherwise build something. But how did I remember really? Maybe a little bit of. Let me mimic that over and just see if the look that I want is actually going to work. You know what? I kind of like it. I like the house a little denting around the corners. Might replace the fence for something else, but kind of like where this is going. This certainly is something. Although that gap there in the middle, we can even nice little interesting patterns, maybe. I don't know. Maybe just keep it regular. Yes, regular is better. Now I'd like this route to be very flat-ish. Keep it on a very flattish side, so maybe that will do. A small stand with a massive stick out. Interesting little design here. Okay, let me grab a few torches, well, the single torch, and add some. Well, I won't really be able to add them there, but maybe. One day. I like it. This thing's weird. It's interesting, and it's all. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. I like it. Let me just close it off. Okay. At least it might interfere with the path a little bit, but I can always move the path a little bit. Yeah. All sorts of shapes and sizes for little markets. Okay, next one. Let me go for something simple over here. Well, I don't know why I see that term so much, but oh well. I definitely want a corner here, but I don't know if I want... No, a corner is facing the wrong way. You just do this and do that. Skip over 3, repeat the pattern. Might need to do some terraforming plus maybe a tree removal. Man, I've already moved like so many trees! But let's just see. Fix you in a moment. It basically works. And then the other one to just be like so, and then again with the no connection thing, but no. Let me see, what would this look like comparing to... This tree is in the way. I could maybe instead of this side pull off something like this. Well, this off, and then we can add some wool colors on the top to break the brickiness of this place. Okay, you're going. You are going. I can't stand you going. Okay, yeah, you're definitely a problem. And you're connected to the other trees too, but that's fine. I'll remove you someday. Do I like this? No, I don't. Yeah, why not? Do a little bit of that. Can't remember the last time I built something out of brick. Brick has its uses. It's just so one-sided when it comes to colors. Sure, you got the resin bricks, but it's definitely like the old school feel of a lot of people's houses is just brick. And an old oak door. I could also just change this out. I could keep the theme going and at least have some sort of pattern like this going at least. Yeah, maybe I'll keep that instead of just... Still keeps the same idea of like it's open, but on the outside it's a nice little weirdly layered little thing. I think... Oh dear. Busy roads, bikers, lots of noise. Shoot. A little bit of brown with a little bit of red. Keep it plain and simple. These trees are a problem. I'm going to burn the whole forest down. There's something... Well, I wasn't really planning for making another really simple one, but at least it's interesting, and that's what I'm trying to go for here. Though I would definitely say this might be the ugliest one we've done, but hey, not all market stalls are pretty. Some are basic, some are fancy, some are over the top. But hey, It's a nice mix of all sorts of colors and stuff. Alright, 3 to go. Let's go for one that actually does perhaps some sort of... We can pretend it's carpet, but we're going to have to take out the flooring for it. We actually do one that actually doesn't sit on grass. And we can pretend they like threw a carpet or something. Definitely will add some dirt there. Or, might see them. Maybe a mix of both. And we can maybe add a little bit of mix. Change the colors up a little bit. Have it. Okay, I thought for a second the pattern wasn't going the right way, but actually I would at least like for the pattern to continue. Okay, they're always going to point one way, aren't they? Yeah, they're always going to point that way. Okay, I thought I could change the direction on these. That's fine. Give me this. And a little bit of this. I could just change it off of that. Kind of ends there anyway. Now, a little bit better now. Shoot. Okay. Opening in the back. Maybe... I don't know what I want to go for, really. Maybe a little bit... Not really what I want. I want more of a yes. Around the front. Maybe don't let this one's corners connect. Oh, more like that's what I want. There we go. Now where are you? Why? I said over here. Thank you. There you blue-green, but hey. Now let's break those colors a little bit. I haven't messed with the white one yet in a while, so let's break the... How about a little something simple like white and gray? And we could perhaps go for a little bit of white, a little bit of gray. I don't know. Sure, those two don't have the... Well, that one does, but this one doesn't have the wool on the top. But, I mean... I don't know. Could also just leave the back open on that one. And I'll give them all, like, fan skates and stuff. I don't know. Try to break the blue and green. I kind of like it. Really, basically, is what you see in the market. Just a whole bunch of different color stands. Unless those places have a code. Some of them maybe do. They do have rules, but I'm not sure if color is sometimes a thing. Let me get rid of this. Maybe we could put something here. Maybe we could move that one into here, perhaps. Or leave that here and put that one, force that one down there. Let me see. Let me not forget to add some torches to this place. Or else it's going to be very dark. I could probably throw one there. No. No. Middle. There. That'll be for some lighting. And make this one sound like a real sore thumb. With all these bland blocks. I'm gonna try to. Now there's a way you can like complete the patterns, sort of, kind of. Built this out first the way I wanted, then I'll mess around with it and make the patterns like match. I mean, maybe we could even go for something real simple as a round one, a real squashed one. Think about the other one being squashed. This one is genuine squashed. Just seal off these ends. And I could leave those like that and do that. Now I'm mad. Lock these in, fill the sides in. And then your entrance towards the back of the other one. Oh, side of the other one, like here. I thought that other one over there was a squash. This is definitely a squash. Goodness. A real little blue and yellow tent. I mean, I could have simply just do that and call it good. This is really turning out much nicer than I thought it would be. I really thought I would have something much more like everyone like kind of like matches, but this is really more. I wouldn't really go. It's a bit of a stretch to say realistic, in my opinion. I don't know. Maybe it's not. We just like all the different shapes and sizes of the tents and the things and the places. And people just gather around to sell stuff. I think it's nice. You've got one left to do, and then they're gonna tackle the road. And then tackle that over there. Let's go for another one that's a bit more gazebo-ish. With this little... I really want that gazebo-ish idea. I'm gonna have to cover the roof end with a lot of fence to give the idea of all the pipe connections to hold the roof up. And so forth. Maybe just one more higher. One. And then this. Like so, which we'll cover with wool, but we can also just do a little bit of that, and a little bit of this, and a little bit of that. No, shoot. Oh, you can actually stay open like that, and then something very simple. Just stick to 4 legs in the ground, put your tables round with a cover on it. I think that will do. Unfortunately, break the green, I mean the orange, maybe a bit of green. Do I have any yellow? I've got that one with the dark green, but that's all concrete. Well, no, we gotta keep that there like that, and then we can fill this up and in. There. Very simple, straightforward. Little market stall stand compared to all the other weird ones you've got here. Nice, that's all 10 market stalls then installed. Now this thing. I was thinking a very small fountain here. Just to break things a little bit. I was thinking one that's been around for quite a bit. Not to be damaged looking, but rather mossy. Like a mossy effect, maybe just a little bit wider. Just to give myself a middle. This is again a situation where I should have done the middle at least. Middle is right here. Now we could do maybe something else with that. I wish you'd curve around. Is there a way we can just do and you'll revert? Dang it! Oh well. Let's put these back. And now our fountain, little fountain has a middle. And we go further with water. Maybe definitely some mossy couple beneath, and then it'll flow over like this. And maybe a torch on either. And yeah, I like the idea of a little rundown, little. Maybe I could just just like this. Just a little something. There. That's a little better. For a little bit of a fountain, and now all that is left is the path. Which, well, I don't think I'll be needing the torches either anymore. Now, to get the path going. This time, I'm not going to use the old classic village path. I'm going to make my own. No little stone path. Whoops. That's fine. Let me build this boy out all the way through all of this real quick. Pretty, but I think we could do a little bit better than that. Why don't we add some cracks into the path? It's not what I want, little cracks, maybe a little bit of pebbles around, a little discoloration in the path. Couple of, would you not? I'm trying to add some detail. I would like slabs, but I mean, if you walk over a slab, it's feels like a big dent, like you're walking into a pothole. A really big one. It's like a whole dropping and hopping and out kind of deal. Why are you there like that? Are you supposed to be like that? I think you were. There's a little bit of extra details. A little dents in the road. Just do as I tell you to do and everything will be fine. And shove a little bit in this corner, shove a little bit in there, maybe more here. One like so. Now we a little bit of discoloration in the path. Oops. I forgot to do this side a little bit. Thank you. Okay. A little bit here, a little bit there, a little bit there. A little bit there, a little bit here, there, yeah, whatever there, there. Yeah, a couple of pretend stones in the path. Even though it's just buttons. I'm trying to, in between episodes, like, teach myself to build a little bit better. Add a little bit more detail to things. See what other people are doing, trying to implement it myself. And there, the little stone path isn't so just bland and plain anymore. A little bit of details along the path. that I think finishes off our little market quite nicely with a little bit of decorated pathing. We can get rid of this. Bit of a long video for this one, but I mean, at least we got there in the end. A market with a little bit of an old fountain and a fancy little path. Done and dusted. Yeah. A nice little view of our market we built with all sorts of weird, simple, detailed, whatever you want to call them, stands. And I think this is a nice little thing for our market. And then we'll do something over there. In the next episode, we build yet another house over there and maybe branch off the path just a little bit more that way around the mountain market, perhaps. But we shall see what happens when we get to that point then. In the next episode. So if you guys enjoyed it, please leave a like, share if you liked it, comment, subscribe if you wish, and I shall see you guys in the next video. Peace out.